So we're on air right now, and Mike is instructing me on what I should do with my selfies.
I'm a sue her.
I took a selfie. Imagine taking
She
a
put
selfie
me
with Mike
without my consent. Do you know what that means? That is invasion of privacy.
I just did this, Mike. That's all I did. You were in the. You just happened to be in the.
Welcome back. It's What's Up and About. Of course. Well. What is the world without selfies? I mean, I saw this phone. This particular phone I saw 2 days back. It was this very old Nokia. And you know what? There was a time when this phone was hot. It was a music. It had this music keys by the side.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
There was a time when this phone was the rave. It was so big, and you got it. It was cute, so sleek. And look at today. That phone is a relic. It is not even. It is not even a
vintage.
It's relic. Like vintage is relic. Vintage is you keep it and it has some level of this thing. Relic is My point is, what are you hustling for? To that range, that autobiography, there will be a day someone will be like, autobiography! It will happen. Autobiography will be, that old car.
Yeah, true.
But well, hey, that's not what we're talking about today. Will something caught my discussion?
I was actually going to say there was a throwback Winnie posted.
Okay.
Throwback, so the throwback was actually of a tweet of something someone said 10 years before that came back to haunt him.
Oh, yeah.
Did you hear about that?
Oh, yeah. You know, that thing, that thing, it's how, life goes on, how you change, but then there are footprints of what you were before or how you thought.
Yeah.
And if you are catching cruise today and it's not really you, because a lot of people will say, oh, I'm catching cruise.
Yeah.
It doesn't just end as cruise.
It doesn't.
It doesn't just end as cruise. So yeah, talking about throwbacks. So it was, while we were doing that social media thing and all of that, yesterday and the day before, it was all Harrysong.
Yeah.
It was all,
over
over social media. And he spoke about how his wife, how, he had issues and all of that. And, we talk about how men should come out and talk. Because women are the only ones, basically, that talk quite a lot. And, they've been encouraging men to talk. So there was quite some support for him. And like, Harrysong, what's happening? Oh, this is a strong man coming out to talk, coming out to be vulnerable about how, he's been bewitched and his wife was stepping out on him while in their marriage and all of that. And, well, until she gave her response.
Wow.
Man,
interesting.
It was brutal. It was brutal. It was brutal. And there was something she said, which everybody should go. You say, those that live in glass houses should not throw
stones. Ow. So,
it just encapsulated everything that she said.
In truth, if you're going to go on social media to say anything, you need to really be careful your approach, and especially when it comes to family matters between a husband and a wife. Bringing it to the public jury, that same public jury will still be the one to execute you.
It will be.
My issue now is we've always advocated here not letting things go out on social media. And there's a reason for that, because any kids involved will see this later on in future.
Imagine, just that, imagine the daughter someday meets and a silly person in school and says, your daddy used to wee-wee on the bed.
Wow.
Imagine. Bullying that. Imagine.
It's just beyond...
this was exactly, it just came into my mind.
Yeah.
Imagine a kid being bullied because of you put up all these things. And they are not, and you see, the funny thing is that you have your kids, but what time did they start holding the phone? From 5 years, or from even little, they know how to access all of this.
Yes.
You understand?
Yeah.
And then look at all of that, and then you're thinking that these kids, are you really, even as a father as himself, putting out all these things about the mom, and then you are calling out the kid's grandmom with inexcusable things, and then she now had to call you out your own mom. So think about how the family tree is out there. I think about my grandmom, and I'm like, if those things are out 20 years from now, when those kids are human beings, and then their family tree has just been put out on the streets, and
I think when most people do this kind of things, they don't necessarily think of the outcome. They don't think past the way they're feeling at that point, right? They're thinking, okay, fine, this is what I feel right now. This is what I'm trying to get from the public, especially now and in these days where people are literally talking, not necessarily even pity. Some people feel that whatever things you're going through, they put it out there in some way or the other. It should literally maybe give them some form of relevance and then maybe keep them in the news, right? So you know how they say no publicity, so some people is bad publicity. So they don't care whether it's a bad situation or good situation. They're like, okay, fine, whatever is happening, let's put it out there. As much as people are talking about me and all of that, let's drag ourselves. They drag ourselves with internet and all of that. They don't necessarily think about the psychological effect it has on their offsprings, right? Eventually, because they're not thinking in that direction. And I think it's the same thing. I mean, not so long ago as well, I think I saw something online about AY. He posted something, and then a lot of people literally were coming for him and talking about how, okay, even after the split with his wife has literally been quiet.
Yeah.
Right? So people that even knew, it just seemed like a lot of people in the comment section probably knew more to it and everything. So they were talking about how, okay, fine, you can only see things. I think we were having a conversation with Mike, myself and Halima a while back, talking about perspective, right? You're talking about something, you're seeing things from only your perspective, you're not considering the other person's perspective. So now that's a classic case of this. And I know how we also talk about things that come up and how, okay, you can see one person come back, talk about one story now. This is the person's angle.
Yeah.
But wait till you see the other person's angle to actually still get a clearer view. And the truth of the issue is that these angles, despite the fact they are both angles from different people, there's still another angle. That's everybody that we've not even seen, or we don't even know the reality, the things that actually really happen. Because this is everyone's interpretation to their own side of things. So it's just...
so for me, two wrongs don't make a right.
Yeah.
And I feel, yes, she had every right to reply, but her response was very emotional.
Would you blame her?
I wouldn't blame her for responding.
Because...
But guess what? So, like the same way you said AY's wife has been silent.
Yeah.
I have to appreciate that is grace, that is poise, that is no. But because you're thinking about your kids, there are some things that if she should speak.
I agree with you. Like you said, many people in the comment, it's like a lot of people know more about the AY situation.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're like, oh, this woman is being graceful.
Yeah.
Yes.
But he didn't really rat her out the way this guy did. If you know what you see, where I was a bit disappointed was where because of course in this case, like you said, I've seen a lot of situations where someone said one thing and then we all went. Clearly, the last one was the young lady who we attacked Jam and then we found out that be like it is different as MBO. So I kind of this. But when this man said, I left my girlfriend of 10 years. First of all, you were stringing somebody along for 10 years.
That's already a personality trait.
They went for a 20-year-old. And you said that 20-year-old bewitched you. And you first of all, the 20-year-old, you told her that the 10-year-old girl was bewitching you all along. Baba, now only you village people, they pursue since.
Wow.
So you left a 10-year-old relationship for this girl, and then you go about, and then the things he said about her. And she said, something she said her mother's life, though, she started receiving threats.
Because of
what he said.
Yeah.
So, in that case scenario, you cannot keep quiet. And that's why it's different from the other one.
Anything happens.
Exactly. And when she wrote everything, she called him out. I said, if anything happens. So in that case scenario, she has to talk. Because her family, her loved ones, maybe herself are at risk.
And the truth is, when I even think of all of these things, the truth is, what I say is fine. I mean, talking on social media is one thing. I guess there's a form of defense there in the public eye, considering the fact that he's a public figure. But at the same time, I feel that beyond this, people should actually make sure that they actually go for instance, now you said this now, you're receiving threats. It is a police, it's a security, it's a threat to life. Literally go legal, go and do the right thing. Do you understand? File a complaint properly so that everybody knows, even if I mean the system is what it is, but then again, file a complaint properly so that you actually they go through due process to keep yourself and your family safe, as opposed to just leaving it out here on social media. I would have loved to see, I mean, a court order right there. Do you understand? I would love to have literally seen all of that this thing out there with all of these statements.
Maybe she could have done it.
She might have done it. She might have that we're not aware of. But that is, it's more graceful.
But put it
first of all
outside, because see, there's this thing that in the public it does. It means I'm okay. Put it out. They brought it out to you. She's a young woman. Well, she's still, and then she said like 20. My kids. Wow. She's still a young woman. You know, so my point is, like you said, I like that we are all thinking about the kids and all of that. But there's a people, they know all of this and they don't care. But the kids are the most important
Wow. So there were a lot of accusations being thrown out in the air. Please reconsider before you put things on social media. That's our message for today, I guess. But we'd love to hear your thoughts as well. Use our hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC and tag us #WakeUpNigeria TVCE on Instagram with your thoughts. All right, then let's take a quick break. We'll be back.